I actually grew up about an hour north of here in Marietta, and I have wanted to be a doctor just about as long as I can remember. I was blessed with two amazing parents. Both were teachers, and in addition, my dad had a second career working with Lockheed with aircraft design. But my mom, when she was pregnant with me, was actually later in her life, and she was very nervous about having a child so late in life. But she felt that God spoke to her very clearly, told her she would have a son, he would be a doctor, and that was very comforting to her. And she communicated that to me and said, you know, if that's what you want to do with your life, you know, I'm sure God's going to provide a way for you to do that. And he very much cleared that path for me. When I was in medical school, we had the opportunity to go through different residency training areas working with residents, though we were medical students. All of the programs that I went to, I found very interesting and really thought, you know, this is fun. This is something that I could do. But at the end of the day, when I look back and I said, what can I do that will allow me to experience all the different things that I enjoyed? Family practice was clearly the thing that spoke to me the best. I've been in practice. This is about to start my 25th year of practice. I initially started in Toccoa, Georgia, up in the northeast corner of Georgia. I had a great opportunity, went into a large multi-specialty group, even though it's a small town. I had the opportunity to work with physicians that had been in practice for several decades. It was a great learning experience for me to see how they practice family medicine. After being there for a few years, I went back to Savannah, where I had trained and was a part of the residency training program, helping to train residents and students. That was another great experience. It really helped me develop a heart for teaching. Both of my parents having been teachers, I really felt a calling to do that. But in the end, I decided that being in private practice was more of where my heart lies. So I was invited to come up by my college roommate who lived in Peachtree City, and he asked me to come to this area, that he felt that I would enjoy it. And he was exactly right. I fell in love with this area, and in 1997 I started Family Medicine Specialist. One of the things about medicine is it's very much a teaching opportunity and a coaching opportunity. In fact, in Latin, the word doctor is derived from the Latin word meaning to teach. And it really is at the heart of the best experience with a patient is if this can be a teaching experience rather than just purely a clinical, here's a prescription type of experience. When I started, I was in a rural area, and it was a very interesting practice. You really got the impression that insurance companies were a partner with patients and physicians, facilitating the ability for a physician's plan to be carried out. Since that time, really the relationships have changed. We now live in a society that's more of a structured medical experience, and I think of it more of a fast food type of experience. You're expected to see somebody quickly, to categorize them into a preset area, to come up with a game plan that is approved by their insurance company, to spit out that prescription and get them out the door in a very timely fashion. And that's the only way that you can survive as a physician. One of the things that I have seen that's developed over time is that now hospitals want to acquire practices. And while this may seem like a good thing that they're reaching out to physicians in the community and saying, hey, you're doing a great job, we'd like for you to work for us, what's actually happening, patients are really being manipulated in these systems. because they want that primary care physician to refer within their hospital network and drive up dollars. This ends up actually costing patients in the long run because they're just part of a revenue generating system. Not to say there aren't very good doctors, but if you're a hospital employed physician and you have a patient with a problem that you say you would love for them to be seen by the best in this area, if you're employed by a hospital that has that specialty, you can't refer outside of it. You're going to be locked in to asking them to be seen within that hospital system. There's no doubt that time in the room with a patient is a commodity that there's just not enough of. There's so much opportunity to work with patients to help understand not only what they want with their health care, but also to help them understand how they can take charge of their own lives and their own health. Instead of simply saying, here's a prescription, this will do what you could do, but I'm not going to be able to take the time to explain to you how to do. There are so many challenges right now. We live in an environment where there's a lot of politics of medicine, not only politics from hospital systems and networks, but insurance companies and their pressures to conform to very specific protocols. There are just so many pressures squeezing a physician to say, you will do it this way every time unless we decide that we want you to do it differently. And that really doesn't serve the best needs of the patient. We want the patients to be well served with what's in their best interest all of the time. Ideally for a patient experience, they should be able to be seen in a timely fashion when they're sick. There should be time to be able to talk about what's going on in their lives in addition to what's going on with their medical needs, to have a better understanding of what their long-term goals are and what the influences on their health are, so that you can sit and talk with them about what needs to be done to best achieve their goals. I decided that there needs to be a better way to take care of patients, that we should be able to see patients and have a really timely experience with them, an opportunity to delve into their history, their goals, what they want. And right now, that's just simply not available. We are having to conform to too many standards that are preset, 15-minute office visits, and working purely within an insurance company's framework. And I think it's in the patient's best interest, to be able to move outside of that and explore what they can do to make their health better. This is going to provide an opportunity for patients to be able to be seen not only when they're sick, when they're experiencing the problems that they have, but it will really open up an opportunity for them to be seen for a time unlimited type of appointment, one where we can get into what's going on with them, where I can sit and show them in detail what will best serve their interests from a medical standpoint. And sometimes it's going to be saying, we have several options. Here's things you can do. What would appeal to you? What do you think you can do? And let's work together to accomplish your goals. I am really looking forward to the opportunity to work more closely with patients, to be able to be more of a teacher and a coach in their lives, in addition to being a medical knowledge base and being able to write the prescriptions that they may need. In addition, this will afford me the opportunity to actually expand my training. I want to be able to bring new services and new treatment options to patients in this area that aren't currently available. And this will provide the time that I need to be able to expand my training. I think, you know, being the quarterback, the person that helps patients work between specialists is critical. And I already feel like I do a pretty good job at that. But this will certainly give more time and opportunity to be more hands-on with discussing specific cases with the physicians that I have referred the patient to. We're in a culture where you come in and you get a prescription and you go get it filled and go home and take it. That's not always the best thing for a patient. If you have strep throat, that's exactly what you need. If you have diabetes, that's not always what you need. You need to have an understanding of what is going on with your body, what's making your blood sugars go higher, what you can do to make them go lower. This is something that's going to have consequences 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. And the more opportunity we have to limit damage and to lead somebody toward a long, healthy, fulfilling life, really they're going to save tons of value in their own lives by enriching what experiences they have down the road. This is something that really is for somebody that values not only their time, but what their health is. This will give them the opportunity to better determine what their future holds. It puts us in a position where we have a much greater opportunity to plan for what's ahead rather than react to what's happening. You know, I have several patients that I have worked with and taken a coaching approach in their lives. In fact, I had one that came to me who said, you know, I had another doctor that was treating my diabetes and high blood pressure, and I told him that I would like to get off of my medications. Could he show me how I could possibly do that? And he said the doctor looked at him and said, "You're just crazy," and refused to even entertain the idea. But he came to me and he told me that, and I said, sure, I'll be more than happy to work with you. And I still work with him now, and even though he's not completely off of medications, he's been able to limit what he takes, and he's been able to take control over aspects of his life to reduce medications, and more importantly, to improve his long-term health and quality of life.
This is like what it was, I won't say how many years ago, but we would be able to call a doctor and get, go in and see him, and I haven't had that in years. It's just been years, and this has worked out really well.
He is able to spend more time with us, and we enjoy that. When we signed up, he gave us his cell number, so I could text him, I can call him on the phone.
Having this relationship, I'm able to pick up the phone and ask him his opinion. He's able to triage me in what direction I need to go in. If it can wait till Monday, if I need to get called in a prescription for me or my children over the weekend, if we're going on a vacation or a trip.
I can call the doctor anytime I want. I can get a hold of him anytime I want. It was in the past, whenever I needed to just ask a question, I would have to make an appointment, which would be 2 weeks away.
Waiting for a call back because of patient loads, and that could take a while. But the response, the peace of mind it gives you.
When we come in, we get to see him right away, and it gives us a feeling of security, because like he explained to us to begin with, it's like having a doctor in your family.
Being retired, it's all about time management. It really comes down to that. One of the major things that caused me to go into this was the timing. I know that he has a slotted time. I can call anytime, and I can get in to see him if something's up.
Well, I've experienced through many other doctors that there's not any time when I go in to see the doctor to sit and talk with him about my problems or what's important to me is health-wise. And this service came up, and I thought it was a lifesaver.
And so I ask questions, I ask a lot of questions, and he takes time, he answers my questions, and I enjoy that. I don't feel rushed. So that's very, very important.
And I thought, oh, well, this is what the future is. This is how we're going to be able to be taken care of properly, because that's really important to me.
I would say with my history, with my parents, it doesn't matter if you can afford it, what it is so beneficial.
To me, it's a good investment. It really is. I believe in prevention, medication, and that way we can stay healthy. I mean, we're not young, we're not old, but we're not young either. And so investment in our health is very, very important.
The other thing that for me is time. Again, having this relationship and being able to schedule a time that's on my time. Whenever I have to bring my child in, you have to think about missing school. They have to miss school, you have to pick them up, they miss their assignments, and it's just so important to be able to make it as quick as possible, make it as easy as possible, and on my schedule.
It's like it used to be a long time ago when I was growing up as a child. That's how it was. And as I grew older and things changed, that got lost. But now I have it back.